up still, and rest is, I know, at a premium. So just what have you done the last couple of days to maximize?
Just worked out. Worked out. Did some light stuff on the court because you don't want to take 2 full days off and then try to come back and play. So I rested as much as I could, but I still came in and got some work in. But mainly just taking care of my body, getting ready for the next couple of weeks.
Do you like this big break in the schedule?
I don't. I don't enjoy it. It feels like a mini All-Star break, and I enjoy playing obviously, but once you have a routine going, it's hard to break that when you have almost a week off. So, difficult, but I guess we gotta win more games so we can be in the cup.
But I know it's kind of crazy because you have another one next week.
Right.
So it's like maybe
it's crazy time.
So like this week maybe teach you anything about maybe how to handle next week, or do you have your own routine on how to handle it? Like how do you do it?
I'm still learning because this is I think the first time in my career at least that we've had almost 2 weeks in a row of 4 or 5 days off. It's not normal in the NBA season. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to utilize this time without obviously gassing myself out and also not doing enough either. So trying to find a happy medium right now to, make sure I'm staying on my game.
We probably asked you some version of this last year, but you were around Tyrese early in his career.
Right.
And now you're back here and he's much more of a leadership figure here, especially, I guess, this season. How have you noticed his growth as a leader, even from last year to this year, or from the first time you got to know him to where he is now?
Watching the evolution of Tyrese Maxey has been a lot of fun for me. Just from being here for the few months I was here to watching him from afar while I was in Chicago. He's really become very, very enjoyable to watch. Just watching him, his confidence and how he wants to lead the team and take over and, help us win at a high level. And just his style of play, it makes it easy to follow a guy like that.
When you were here the first time, he was probably like 21.
Right.
Could you see the flashes of like this sort of leadership capability in him then?
I think there was so much surrounding Joel, it was hard to see at the time. But, as Joel did go down, not something that we're all excited for. Tyrese got a chance to take an opportunity to showcase himself, and I think that's what happened. And it's the confidence build, the work he puts in. I come here at the same time as him, and he's already here having a full workout already. He puts the work in to be great, so it's no surprise that the success that he's having now.
The knee thing, obviously, it was not as bad as maybe it looked when it first happened. But just what has been kind of the key to treating it, maintaining it, and maybe when you're on the floor, like where are you most not cautious, but how are you sort of navigating that?
I don't think about it.
Okay.
If it hurts, it hurts. If it doesn't, I'm not gonna think about it. It's freak injury, things like that happen all the time in basketball. So I'm not one to sit out, unless I absolutely can't move. I won't play. But as you guys all know, if I can play, I can play regardless of how banged up I am. So to answer your question, I feel fine.
Kind of going off the Maxey stuff, you guys all seem to get along, have a good time on the bench and practice. What is it like being around this group of guys?
This group of guys keeps me young. Keeps me young just with their slang, their lingo, and how they hang out. It's pretty dope to be in that circle with them too. I'm their OG, and I hate it. I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that word so much. But it's an honor to have these guys, ask me questions about my career and things that I see, and come to me for advice too. So full circle moment for me, because I was one of those guys too that would ask a vet, different questions about the game and how I can be better. And now being 14 years in and having them come ask me, it's just like, damn, I've been doing this for a while, man. It's pretty cool to shed some light to these guys too. So just pretty exciting for me.
Is there a sense that you guys have an opportunity to kind of take advantage of an Eastern Conference that looks to be kind of wide open at this point of the season?
I think for us as a team, we're just focused on one game at a time, one practice at a time, and one day at a time. I think that's so far ahead right now for us to even look at. Obviously, we're not playing just to play. We're playing to get to the playoffs and obviously try to win the finals, right? But as of right now, we can only control what's happening in front of us right now. So we play Indiana Friday, or try to take care of that game, and then move on from there.
I guess if you want to go back to the you're the whole OG and like, you know, things like that now. Like I know you play video games a lot with these guys.
I do.
So I mean, what's that kind of like? You know, playing with these younger guys and maybe building that camaraderie and things like that, even off the court.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because every day we come into the locker room, we're always talking about the night before whatever game we're playing. So just the chemistry that we're building off the court has been very beneficial for our team when we get on the court, and we're starting to see it. So we got to keep that going and keep finding ways to connect with each other.
On the injury front, do you think what you went through last year at all informs your approach to injuries? Is it kind of the same as it was last year and trying to be out there whenever you can? How do you think that affected you, if at all?
In my mind, I can do anything. So if I come from an era of basketball where if you can walk and jump and run, you go out there and play. If you're unable to do those things, and you sit out. So injury or not, you're going to have bumps and bruises. You'll never be 100% in the NBA season. That's impossible. And if you are, you're not doing your job.
Dre, how do you think that makes you the kind of perfect fit for this team in terms of your role as like that kind of suitor, like starter off bench this night, that night?
I think it's a mentality thing. I think a lot of guys probably aren't used to that type of switch up as often. It's something that I've had to deal with and learn to, navigate. And I have fun with it. Every night it's something different. So I try to make the best of it.
You talked about when you were younger, you were those guys who, looked up to vets and asked them a lot of questions. Is there anything in particular, either a guy or advice that you were given that now you're sticking with and you're like, wow, that guy, that was really true. Like now that you're...
I think I leaned on Rasheed Wallace a lot in my career when I had him. He's kind of the reason why I play the way I play. Like he kind of put that dog mentality into my mind of like not backing down from anybody and protecting the guys that are around you, because that's the kind of guy that he was. And he's really the reason why I really started taking rebounding seriously too. I've always had a knack for it, but he's like, yo, you can be the best ever if you really like focus on this. So big shout out to Rasheed, that's my guy. He's definitely a lot of my success I give to him.
Thank you, bro.